was nominated.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here with my big brother. Say hi.
Hello everyone.
He's one of my biggest supporters.
Yes.
He's the one who bought for me my tripod stand.
Oh.
He had forgotten.
Yeah, I forgot.
He's the one who got me my tripod stand. He's my brother, my father, my friend. Got a lot of titles. So
Flash.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, family, career nini. Kabla tuanze. Kwa wale hawakujui.
I thought this was like a quick fire interview. Yeah, so my name is James. As you've all heard, I'm the firstborn in our family. I have my own family now, so I'm also the firstborn here with my family. What else?
Who am I?
Who are you? Or
who am I?
Oh, this is my little sister. She's the last born.
Yes.
And the baby of the house.
Magai.
Yes, my sisi wote.
So James, before we start, hey James,
was that enough about myself?
Do you want to add? You can add.
I'm shy apparently. I'm camera shy.
The rest you will know from the questions. So you people, I don't know if you're seeing our behind here. You're only seeing like up to here, but from here going down is James' shoes.
Yes,
he has an obsession with shoes.
Yes, mwanaume ni kiatu, not that nataka kuwa kiatu.
Mwanaume ni kiatu. You have like more than 20 pairs of shoes.
Yes, 21.
Well, we apologize.
I'm really feeling like they are not enough.
They are not. Hey, you want to add?
Add more. I feel like I've worn them too many times.
All of them. And you threw a whole suitcase of shoes last year.
Actually, it was my wife who wanted to throw them away. But I get too attached to my things.
Yeah.
So I usually want to keep them. I think I left 2 pairs that we really fought about, but yeah.
The rest you gave away.
Yeah, the rest I gave away.
No, he didn't throw away.
Yeah,
he gave away.
They were about to be thrown, but they were given away. Yeah. So I'm a shoe enthusiast.
And those shoes are expensive.
Yes. Again, the man is the shoe.
Does this speak for your account?
Yes, of course.
If we were to value you, we start with shoes.
Yes, I think those are my most prized possessions. Yeah, you see, they're not even washed at home. They're clean.
But then
no
one cleans his shoes. You don't touch his shoes unless he tells you to touch his shoes.
Yes.
Now, Kiva, it's another story. So we'll ask you the most asked questions by your friends and my friends also. You remember growing up in Gong, where your friends used to ask you, why not allowing your friends to come, your sisters to come with us when you're going out, and they used to say you're very overprotective of me and Sally. Why are you so overprotective?
But it's obvious, they're my sisters. They're my baby sisters.
So, but the others who are not protective, kuna wale they kubali. If you want to go out, you go with me, we go.
I think as you rightly say now, because I've always been the father figure, so I've always felt it a responsibility on myself to watch over you guys, because there's some questions I can be asked, or I would be asked, that I would not have answers to. So just from my young age, I took it upon myself to be not the shepherd, really, more like the Mbwakali thing. Yeah. But I guess over the years I've learned to let go. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure.
A little. With Sally, not with me.
Not even with you. But deep down I'm always still. But since I'm also with someone's sister, I'm trying to
let go.
Yeah, to learn to let go.
But it's a good thing because you disciplined us to some extent.
Yeah. That's the role of the firstborn. So it should be the role of all the firstborns. The way I understood it, or the way I was made to understand, or raised to understand, by of course the parents. So yeah.
Or do you feel like you became, now you're a father, but do you feel like you became a parent way before you became a father now?
Way before.
Why? What are some things that you learned from parenting?
Well, first of all, that children are different. Children like to try and have as much as there's someone above them. They always want. You need to try and at least let them have a say, a sort of say or sort of conversation. I know I'm especially harsh, but I try to do dialogue. Mostly harsh, mostly especially with my daughter, because I understand she's a girl. I'm very harsh, but I try.
Yeah.
Sometimes I try. I try to have a discussion on why we should not be doing this and why we should be doing this, and so that's basically. I think those are the most important lessons that I learned from a young age. Yeah.
Okay. So now, you people would like to give you a background story, because I think maybe you guys might not understand why I'm saying James is like my father also. Growing up, first, our dad used to travel a lot when we were younger. So most of the time, he was not in the country. And then also, we were kind of co-parented. Yeah, we were not raised by a single mother. We were co-parented. So when my dad was around, we would go see him. When he was not around, we were with mom. So mostly we were with mom. So most of the time, it was James who was the man of the house. That's why people say firstborns are parents. James was a literal parent. If there's a problem in the house, James was the one who would solve. Even financially, I remember mom used to say, I don't understand how James would go and look for money. Even when we were in high school, he would go and look for money if we have a problem, and he would come and find ata pocket money yake, and he would solve that issue that we have. Even right now, when we have a problem, mom is always saying, nakusema kwa James. Because like James is our literal father.
I don't think I would do much right now. I think I'm starting to be a bit reserved. I think I'm starting to be a bit more like my father. I don't know. I really try to observe and to learn and to
wait before you react.
Wait before I react. I try to take a step back. But it's good to me.
But you made a good father, because we turned out okay.
I hope my children will say the same.
I think they definitely will. Of course, now they can't say. The way us, when we were younger, I used to say, oh, daddy, you harsh. Oh, like right now, when you think about it, you're like, kama hangefanya hivyo, we would not be the way we are right now at all. So speaking of dad, you think you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we recently, how long has it been?
2 years.
I think I shut out, so I forget these days, by the way.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, we lost our dad. And James was not in the country at the time. He was working abroad. So he didn't know when my dad was sick. We didn't tell him, because mom just kept saying he'll worry for nothing and he's okay. And unfortunately, he ended up passing away. So we told him when he was being he was getting better. Like we told him when we were telling him he's being removed from the hospital tomorrow. So the tomorrow that we were supposed to call him and tell him ametoka hosi, drama just happened. So for us, we received the news like when we were here. But for him, he received the news through a phone call. Imagine. Yeah. And when he came back, I think if you want to give him more of the story, I'm just giving you a basic. When he came back, the way I'm telling you he's a father, he literally stepped into the role of a father. So I remember you saying you need grieve. because he just came and everyone was like, James, you need to deal with this, you need to deal with that. Sijui nini has been done, nini has not been done, sijui finances for where. So he just came back and he was being pulled away by everyone. And then immediately after that, he went back to work. Like immediately after that, he took, I think, after the burial was a day.
Back to the next day.
Yeah, he went, like he was buried today. James went back. He actually took a car from Shags, came back to Nairobi, and took his flight back to work. So tell us, how was that grieving? Did you ever grieve? Because at that time we can't say you grieved.
I really don't think I have ever grieved up until now. I don't think I had the
strength of the time.
Yeah, because I think it was one of the last things I expected to
happen.
Yeah, because as you have said, you guys told me you were sick. I remember complaining, why you're not telling me?
Yeah.
Mom saying, oh, you'll worry. I said, no, Mom, you need to tell me these things because things happen. But anyway, it's okay now. It's gotten better. We're going to get him tomorrow. We're going to take an Uber. We're taking his clothes. So, fortunately or unfortunately, on that day, there were no lights. We were having a blackout. So the whole day, and it was my off day. So the whole day, we were just without internet. And without internet, we can't communicate, of course. I had sent my wife to do a few things. And I think in the evening, that's when she called me. The internet was not yet back.
Yeah.
So when she called me, of course, I think she had gotten a new phone. Yeah. And she had gotten a new phone. So she called me a direct call. Like Safaricom to my host country's number. Normally it's either video call or WhatsApp call. So I just picked the phone. Hey, now when you have a new phone, you can have airtime to call me directly. And then she didn't talk. I think she started crying or something. So she gave the phone to my other sister. And Sally was just direct. She's always direct. So she was like, hey, so we came to the hospital. And I said, oh yeah. So are you guys home? Did you take him home? Said no, we came and we found Dad was not in the bed. And they said he collapsed. I said, oh, all right. So you're going to keep him in hospital for a while longer. I said, no, unfortunately Dad has passed on. Hey, I was standing outside. I think I sat down. I was in so much shock I could not believe.
Yeah, because I remember Sally was saying he hasn't said anything. He just kept quiet.
My blood rushed from I don't know, is it feet to head or head to feet? I've never experienced that before. And I was like, I'm the one. I've seen people go through this. I've never thought it would be me.
And so at the time, a lot of your friends had lost people.
A lot of them. I also had lost a lot of friends. I think 3 friends over the short period of about 2 years. So it was hard. So my colleagues, had to take up. I couldn't even speak on phone, so that the ones who were speaking with you guys. My friends from home now started calling, so the phone was just going off and on and off, and my bosses and HR and everyone. So anyway, I managed to come home. As you said, I stepped because they said that they hold meetings, but they can't make decisions.
Yeah.
So I have to get a brief and agree if this okay, if this not okay. I don't think I was just saying, as you guys have discussed. Okay. Yeah, because you're grown men, so
because it was uncles.
I assume you have done everything right. I even went, because the next day they took me to the mortuary, I think, the next day. And it still didn't hit me. Because they brought him out. They brought him out. I stood there with him. They asked me to identify again. I identified. I said, it's him. And it still did not hit me at all. I was just okay. Mom is the one who broke down and cried and cried and cried. Me, I was just, that's fine. Yeah, that's him, all right, good. So, I don't know, I think, there was that pressure that I wasn't going to be around. I just had 10 days.
Yeah,
so I don't think I really grieve, but I don't know if I can honestly say I've learned to live with it. I don't know. Because sometimes I usually think, what if he was here?
Yeah.
But I guess it's part of life. It's also part
because
of
I think grief you can't heal from it.
Yeah.
Like people say, oh, you just heal from
no,
it.
even I stopped telling people take heart and be strong. There's nothing like that. You just do what you need to do. As we pray for grace from God for
and
you.
If you can't be physically there for this person, calling and saying my condolences. I feel like it just reminds you, like umeanza kuwa sawa, siku imeenda vizuri, then someone makes a phone condolences, you're like,
well, yeah, it's human nature. If you haven't gone through it,
you can't know how to.
You think it's normal to say. It's like saying, Happy New Year. I've seen guys saying after the 5th, don't say Happy New Year. But you see, honestly, I don't know. I'm not that old, but I think growing up, Happy New Year was said until March.
No, it was when you meet someone. If you never met them in January, you still tell them Happy New Year.
But I've had our mix of Generation Z plus us plus the other generation saying, stop saying Happy New Year. So it's the same thing with condolences. If you haven't, it feels like it's the right thing to say to that person at that time. But personally, right now, every person that has lost someone, I just tell them, go through it, deal with it.
If you want to cry,
we'll pray for grace, God's grace in abundance, because that's all you need. You just need grace to not find yourself in another world.
Yeah. Maybe Michelle Obama was saying in her book, she said, grief is weird because you can wake up 2 years later from your bed and start crying.
Just cry.
And people asking you, why are you crying? See, he died 2 years ago, but it's only you who can understand.
Yeah, Mom used to break down for Uncle Patrick 5 years later, 7 years later, and literally break down like it's yesterday. So
it's like the way you have said do not grieve. It's like the way we cried for days and days. You didn't get that chance. So you might wake up
I have a
5
fear
years.
that one day
Exactly. And if you're with someone who does not understand, they're going to ask you, James, why are you crying? Like his story, you die. I thought you healed from it, but there's no healing from it. It's just accepting that this person is no longer here, and you need to find like your new normal. It's like with COVID, so you live with it because COVID is not ending. It's like coma. It's not ending.
Acceptance is key to anyone who is going to go through it or going through it. Just go through it. Just go through it. However long you need to take, however intense or however mild, however short or brief or extended. Just go through it. It takes time. It may take forever, but I guess you now learn with time. I guess you now learn to smile in the place of crying. I guess when you think about the nice things and the great memories. Personally, I had plans with my father.
A lot. Actually, it was when you came. You were supposed to come for that holiday.
Yeah, in January. So I had a lot of plans, but now they just remained plans. Yeah.
But it's okay. Things happen.
It's life.
So what have you learned from our parents? Like for example, Dad, what was your biggest lesson from him when he was still here?
Just hard work.
He used to tell us, if you don't work hard, itakuwa chokora.
Hard work, I think, number one. Then maybe honesty. And probably persistence. Consistency.
And gratitude.
Yeah, definitely.
He used to like for the littlest thing.
Personally,
I
think even my family had to learn it, because personally, if I give you something, you don't say thank you. I will not take it. I will not take it very lightly.
That will be the first and last gift. I'm telling you.
Gratitude is a good thing. Of course, it's more blessed to give than to receive, but when you receive and then you say thank you, it warms that person's heart. They feel I did. Even if it's small, they feel I've done something. So next time akona roho ya kufanyia someone else.
Hata something bigger anaweza kukufanyia.
But people nowadays don't say. Rarely say thank you, for people take things for granted.
They feel like ni kitu ndogo.
It's supposed to happen. You have it.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you give me?
There was someone who was saying, no one is obligated to be there for you. Even your friend is not obligated to be there for you. Even your wife, they're not obligated.
Stop that entitlement.
Exactly, they're not obligated. If they're there for you, say thank you. Ataka sina pesa, amekupea pesa. Atakama this person hugged you in the morning and said it's going to be okay. Say thank you for that thing. Because bila hiyo hug, haungekuwa sawa. Say thank you for those little things. So we don't want to make this video very, very long. But James, thank you so much for coming to our channel. This was long awaited.
Are those all the questions?
That's all the questions. I just feel like nakuweka. Tuendele. Where? We've been given permission. Okay.
10 minutes.
Aya. So, you remember how...
busy guy.
He's very busy. You remember how Dad, like the way I was telling you, Dad was telling me some things that we thought were like big investments, like his Mercedes. The way I was telling you, he was telling me those were like his worst investments in this life. It's like, hiyo tu ni luxury, ningenunua gari ingine, hata ningekuwa nimenunua gari mbili zingine different. Even his house where he bought it, he was like, I shouldn't have bought it. So what are some of the financial decisions you think we should make at this age? Because people make it at different ages. You can make it at 60 and it's okay. You can make it at 100, it's okay. But like, what financial decisions do you think we should make right now? They was telling me that quote in the morning for what was the quote? I have forgotten the quote. Oh, you're living like you're a drug dealer and you don't have that money. Nika, you're just living for Instagram. What do you think are some of the things, financial decisions we should make at like this age? Okay, me and you are not the same age, but like...
Yeah, I get what you're asking.
Yeah,
remarkably, that's one of the best conversations, I think. One of the last conversations that we had with Dad was about, such things. Not the same conversation you had, but the last one on your graduation, the one that he was... I thought he was a totally different person. He had a very different outlook on life. And, but that story you told me about the conversation you had about it, I think about it a lot. Actually, it makes perfect sense. And the problem with us right now, there's something me and my boys usually say. We say it in capital letters: competition.
Yeah.
That is one of the biggest problems we have in our generation. That there's an assumption that at a certain age you're supposed to have done this, and you need to have done that, and when you get some money, you need to invest in this fast, and you need to invest in that fast. But the truth is, I feel it's almost the same discussion that we used to have about our parents. In their time, being a doctor and a lawyer and whatever was very prestigious, you see. But in our times, being a photographer or being a DJ, an artist is making people lots of tunes. So financial decisions, I will not speak like an expert. I think each and every one of us needs to research and know and balance the equations, because there's honestly no reason why you should be having land, 2 acres of land somewhere that you're proudly saying, you chill with your friends and say, but we have some 2 acres pale Kajiado, but you don't have money in your pocket. You see, to me it doesn't make sense. It doesn't translate. Some people, their families will literally starve.
True.
And they are saying that I have a piece of land somewhere. You know what? Sell that land. Yeah. Sell that land, sort out your financial issues, start something small again. You come and buy that land again. And when you buy that land again, and then things go haywire, sell it again. And we cannot be living in those times of, I've seen articles recently, people saying, although I think some of them are a bit misleading, but saying, I went back to renting. I don't know what are the dynamics behind those the decisions, but I personally feel that you just need to do a lot of research. Talk to people, usiogope. Sometimes they say at you, nikiambia mtu mpango zangu or stuff. Someone might save you, and you want to invest in Saiton or is it Centum or which one? I don't know, whichever the one attend to people's money. or the other things. Yeah. Speak to someone, say, but I've seen this kind of investment somewhere. Have you heard about it? Someone will tell you, is that my son? Let's check. 1 minute, Shannon.
Parenting.